Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're digging into something that is literally rewiring the financial world as we know it. We're drawing on some really deep insights from MIT Technology Review and EY to explore the end of banking as just a static utility. Instead, we are rapidly moving toward an intelligent, hyper-personalized financial copilot, all powered by Agentic AI. I want you to imagine this for a second. What if your bank actively grew and protected your money while you slept? It sounds a bit like science fiction, right? But instead of you having to manually log in, track budgets, and move funds around, imagine a bank that actually has the agency to perceive your life goals and autonomously execute complex tasks on your behalf. We're finally moving past those reactive, clunky apps. You know the ones. They need endless manual logins, and their basic chatbots basically just point you to a frustrating FAQ page. Instead, we're entering the era of proactive agents. Picture this: a tax agent, an investment agent, and a risk agent, all collaborating in the background. They are reasoning through multi-step, complex tasks to optimize your portfolio, all strictly within the guardrails and parameters that you set. To really make sense of this shift, we're going to unpack an MIT Technology Review Insight survey of 250 global banking executives. We've broken this down into 5 key areas: the shift to agentic AI, real-world autonomous use cases, overcoming the implementation challenges, building trust in guardrails, and finally, a framework for the future. Let's jump right into Section 1, the shift to agentic AI. We're going to look at the hard data, proving this isn't just theory, it is happening right now. Check out this momentum, because the speed of adoption here is staggering. A whopping 70% of banking leaders report their firms are already using agentic AI to some degree. We're talking 52% who are actively piloting use cases, and 16% have already deployed them into the wild. That is incredible, undeniable validation for this tech. And why is adoption moving so fast? Well, EY's Samir Gupta hits the nail on the head. He points out that agentic AI allows for large-scale process automation that was totally impossible with old, rigid robotic processes. Traditional automation just breaks the second something unexpected happens. But agentic AI, it adapts. And that fundamentally moves the needle for both efficiency and the customer experience. Which brings us to Section 2, real-world autonomous use cases. Let's look at where the rubber is actually meeting the road today. Now, it's really important to note that this isn't about some cold dystopian replacement of human workers. Not at all. It's about AI acting as a warm background partner. It's about removing daily friction, liberating employees from tedious data stitching, and ultimately freeing customers from financial stress so they can just focus on living their actual lives. Executives are smartly targeting the super heavy, high-volume processes. Think about mortgage underwriting. An agentic AI can parse massive mountains of unstructured data, verify everything securely via AI-to-AI networks, and turn a multi-week, painful back and forth into an autonomous decision made in literally minutes. They are also working 24/7 in the background, synthesizing complicated Swift messages and actively hunting down deepfake fraud attempts. I absolutely love this analogy from Ian Glasner over at HSBC. He frames agentic AI as a highly capable, super eager intern. The AI does the heavy lifting, gathering the data, parsing the messy documents, spotting the weird anomalies, and then it presents a recommended action. But the human is still right there to oversee it and make the final call, keeping human oversight firmly in the loop. All right, moving to Section 3, overcoming implementation challenges. Because let's be real, rolling out fully autonomous AI in the messy, physical world isn't perfectly seamless just yet. The MIT survey data clearly outlines the industry's biggest roadblocks. Number 1, at 63%, is managing governance and risk. Number 2 is a lack of tech skills, meaning organizations have to seriously re-skill their workforce so the culture doesn't just reject the new technology. And number 3 is poor data quality. Large banks literally have to perfectly link hundreds of siloed legacy systems together before an agent can actually go in and execute a task reliably. Overcoming these hurdles isn't just a simple software upgrade. It's a massive, fundamental culture shift. As Nimish Panchmatia from DBS Bank points out, the very nature of how work gets done is changing. Adopting this tech is a continuous journey, and it demands heavy, heavy investment in human transformation alongside the tech itself. So let's talk about Section 4, building trust and guardrails. This is absolutely critical for risk officers and consumers alike, because none of this magic works without strict safety boundaries. If you want to know exactly why guardrails matter so much, just consider this number: 12%. That is the incredibly low net percentage of consumers who actually trust financial services to manage AI in their best interests. Yikes, right? To bridge that massive trust gap, banks absolutely must implement firm regulatory boundaries, transparent cryptographic audit logs, and strict biometric permissions before an agent is ever allowed to execute a trade. And you know what? Building that trust literally pays off. Rigorous security protocols, like an AI automatically quarantining an infected machine, or strictly limiting what an agent is allowed to learn, they don't just protect data. Effective cybersecurity practices actually drive massive bottom-line growth, adding a median of $36 million in value to every single enterprise-wide initiative. So how do you practically build this safe environment? DBS Bank's Pure framework is basically a masterclass in ethical AI governance. Every AI project has to be purposeful, unsurprising, respectful of privacy, and explainable. And for highly sensitive use cases, they insist on real-time metrics. If the AI breaches its predefined limits by even a fraction, there is an immediate, automatic kill switch. Let's bring it all together in Section 5, a framework for the future. Here is the practical roadmap for successfully implementing these intelligence systems. Citi's Morley Boudessoir suggests that instead of starting with the shiny new tech, you start with the process. You systematically target the right places for agentic AI by asking 5 hard questions. Is a process manual? Is it expensive? Time-lagged, error-prone, and is it highly consequential if mistakes are made? If the answer is yes, well, that is exactly where you deploy your AI intern to dramatically reduce friction. Sticking with Morley Boudessoir for a second, he offers this really powerful reality check about the competitive stakes here. This isn't just about sticking a flashy new chatbot on a mobile app. The shift to agentic banking is a fundamental re-architecting of how a firm operates. The institutions that successfully adopt this, they'll succeed. And those that cling to the old manual ways are absolutely going to get left in the dust. Which leaves us with one final, crucial question to ponder. Will your bank remain just a passive digital filing cabinet for your money? Or will it evolve into an autonomous, hyper-secure partner dedicated to your life's biggest financial goals? Ultimately, the future of banking isn't about logging in more often to push buttons. It's about seamlessly empowering your financial life in the background, freeing you up to focus on what truly matters.